What's good, folks? We back. Today, we gonna be diving into double exposure. Listen, I only scratched the surface of it, so we only going into the first 2 episodes. There's a lot going on with this. Listen, I'm gonna give my predictions and my what if scenarios that I could already see happening. So, first let's start off on episode 1. Now, episode 1, it do a good job of drawing us into the new world. Cause right from the start, we introduced to Sophie and them. Listen, we get to see Sophie, we get to see Moses, and we kind of get to see a little backstory. Hey, the very first thing we see is Max over there breaking and entering. So you already know, I already like to start off of that. You know, sadly, the trailer's kind of spoiled a little bit for me. Cause you know, I knew the little thing was gonna fall. That wasn't nothing too crazy. And I knew it was gonna happen to Sophie. So for real, I don't even think that was a bad first episode. I just think that the trailers that they came out with, it made it a little lackluster. And essentially what's happening is that there's a shift in the dimensions where there's a bad version of someone and there's a good version of someone. Listen, that's my predicament right there. It's one of them, like I predicted before, it's one of them Steingate things where she messing with the dimensions and the dimensions kind of crossing path. I'm guessing there's an evil Max and there's a good Max, because it seems like everybody has a different type of reality to go with them. And you know what? The little blonde chick, I'm curious how she could see the same thing Max was seeing. Because on the surface it don't look like much, but when you think about it, she might have a power. Now listen, I'm not saying see the big evil. I did want to throw hands with her after she snitched on me. But the thing that's been bugging me is that if there is 2 Maxines, then how does the one in the other reality know exactly where Sophie is gonna be? Cause she can't rewind time no more, so she wouldn't known that from the start. Now me just saying that, like, I think I figured it out. The blonde haired chick, she's seeing stuff with us at the same time. So I'm thinking she got a power that was kind of similar to Max's, where she could kind of rewind time, but she could take people with her. And with that, she probably seen what happened with Maxine, like what happened if she did save Sophie. So she's trying to go back in time and stop all this from happening. However, she need Maxine help, and that it's all making sense. Listen, if this is right and my prediction right here is right, I'm gonna be a little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, but it makes sense to me. Now the one thing I'm worried about is that at the very end of episode 2, spoiler warning if I ain't spoiled nothing for you, at the end of episode 2, Moses, he over thinking Max killed her, cause that picture, you know, it does provide some, it provides some type of proof that something strange going on around here. And I feel like that if I would have just rejected the officer, that he might not try to snitch on me and that he would trust me more. But since I tried to be like, you know, I'm trying to think with my brain every time. Like I said before, I try to use logic, and the logical thing is say, yes, I'm gonna help you, officer, and then just don't help him. That's what I was thinking. But Moses, he kind of thought, I feel like he looked at that and was like, you don't got my back for real. So I'm thinking Moses, he might snitch on me. And that's where it comes to the FBI agent pulling the gun out on Max. Not because he's a bad guy, but it's more because that Max would be the main suspect if Moses ended up telling. And not only that, since we know there's 2 Maxes running around, we know that he probably could have saw the other Max do something incredibly dangerous, and he trying to stop it. He trying to do his job. So there's another big thing that I wanted to point out in these first 2 episodes. The mentions of Chloe. Listen, in my story where she died, it's more like it's sad, but you done moved on. Now for the other one, I'm trying to figure out, because if you actually think deeper into it, I'm talking real deep, then you would see that Chloe, the reason she was like this is because of the people she lost. And with her not only losing Rachel, but with that sacrifice, she lost everybody she knew in Arcadia Bay. Rachel, Joyce. Come on now, listen, be for real. She was struggling the most with William's death, and now she's lost her mama, her stepdad, he always in somewhere else, and she's just there with Max. And Chloe probably can't help but to feel like it's all her fault, cause she was already kind of blaming William for the death, for his own death, and the reason she turned out like that. And I think at that point she just lost too much, and I wouldn't want to be around Max either at that point. Cause listen, Chloe, she was already going through a tough time, and that kind of just made it tougher. So I think realistically, if you put someone in that situation, definitely got to get away from that situation. So I'm still thinking I made the right choice. Listen, don't worry, I'ma replay it. I might live stream Life is Strange Double Exposure, but definitely more what else coming, cause I can see it right now. I can see all the what else. I'm just thinking about it. The conspiracy theories. I gotta really. Ooh. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Conspiracy videos gonna come out soon. As soon as I beat this game, everything out the window. But if you beat it, do you enjoy it? Hey, don't spoil nothing. Don't spoil nothing in the comments, please. But if you on episode 2, how do you feel about episode 2? And how do you feel about episode 1? Personally, episode 1, it was kind of like, to me. It was like a sad backstory. And I felt like I wasn't really inside of Life is Strange Double Exposure world yet. Until the second episode. Now, the second episode, I liked the second episode. That was nice. I'm not even gonna lie right there. But if you like the video, like, subscribe. If you want to see more Life is Strange content, hey, you came to the right place. But if you want to see my past predictions and all the other predictions I did, then click on the little box over there. Yeah. And we out. It's Austilo reigns. Hit the subscribe and leave a like. Whoa.